Alright, here we go. Welcome everybody to the second episode of the long-running series OnBreak. My name is Brian, and we are entering the time when we will not be working. Just got off of the first shift. We got both trucks in. Things are going okay. You know, it's been a pretty lazy day. There hasn't been too much to do. There's been some stuff to do, but mostly it's been chill. It's been chill enough that I have been listening to clips. Everyone is talking about it. And by everyone, I know that people that know rap are talking about clips, and I know that my cousin was talking about clips. And he said, hey, go listen to the new album, which I will say, I on a first time listen through, is pretty good. It's a good album. I enjoyed it. On a scale of like the Nylon Curtain to The Stranger, it's probably hitting a Turnstiles. If you don't know those references, I think you're starting to understand the lens I'm coming through for listening to a rap album. I listen to rap like a good little white boy, you know. I like Tyler the Creator, I like Donald Glover, I like MF Doom, I like these things. But there's certainly a degree of like voice crack number one. There's certainly a degree of like what who am I to listen to any form of hip hop or rap and actually give an opinion on it and have it like really listen to? Probably not a lot, especially because I can't even remember like bars or verses. I can remember like maybe like 3 words at a time, because like here's the thing, the way I listen to music is like I will put on an album and then I will go and do something while I'm doing it. But even if I hadn't put on that album, if I wasn't doing anything, if I try to sit down and fully listen to a 40-minute album, like I'm not gonna make it, and I'm not gonna remember shit about it. I remember like one song. I'll give you an example. Like the one thing I remember off this album, 2 things. Tyler came in and said, "Call me Mr. Brella," the way I'm fighting off the weather or something. And for just a moment, I wanted him to shut the fuck up. The second thing I remember off the album is Mike Tyson knocked the fuck out or something like that. That one was pretty good. That was fun. I had a really good time with that one. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'll listen to it more. I don't know. Maybe I'll come back and I'll say, and I actually have something to say about it. I don't think you can really listen to anything. Even something like, I think the thing about rap is like, I really do think, maybe it's just for me, maybe I'm just remembering, I have a bad memory about this stuff, but it's like, you can't sit through a album of rap the first time through and even like scratch the surface on like what's good or not about it. Not necessarily, I mean, like, listen, I did try to listen to I Am Music. That was obviously unlistenable. But I mean, like, there's so much wordplay in a single song. You know, it's 4 minutes of just straight words, you know what I mean? Which is so different, and like, there's a good chance there's not like a lot of verse repeating. The chorus is like probably the only thing you're really gonna get. You know, so it's like, I feel like if you're listening to a rap album that the artist has put a lot of time into thinking about like the words and what they mean, and also just like the jokes, you know what I mean? And when I say jokes, I mean like, oh, it's like, yeah, the wordplay and the things they're saying. It's incredibly difficult to actually break that down, because like, at least it's really hard for me, and I'm sure it's even hard for people that don't have weird memory things going on. But it's like, how can you really process basically an entire speech? It's like 13 songs, and it's like an entire speech for each song. You gotta break down all of that, understand all of that, and then give your, like, rating on it? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you can't possibly really break it down. I'm, like, making it more deep than it actually is. You know, if something just sounds like ass, then it's ass. And if something sounds good and you're vibing out, then, like, yeah, it's good. But, like, I feel like as a genre, you can't look at rap that way. You know, you can't just look at it as strictly a vibe, you know, because it's too complicated. There's too many layers of it. You know, and you can't look at a lot of music as just a vibe. You should really engage in it and understand it, so that when Billy Joel gets to Nylon Curtain and he has some guy come on in there going, "Turn on all the Christmas lights," you're like, this is bad. This sucks. But I can say that because The Stranger was amazing and Turnstiles was a turning point of his career, and he's always been a romantic pianist. So for him to completely shift into where you don't even know if the piano's fucking there because you're listening to some guy sing about Christmas lights after he just did Goodnight Saigon, it's like, dude, your scale is all over the place. Goodnight Saigon, She's Coming Home. That's not even close, man. It's like, what the fuck you're smoking? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. You know they had Nas in the Billy Joel documentary? Why? Like, just for, like, street cred? Was it just so, like, because we were like, oh shit, Nas likes Billy Joel? Wait, I fuck with Billy Joel. Was it like a way to get, like, the youth interested in Billy Joel? The youth is not going to watch the Billy Joel documentary. The people who are watching the Billy Joel documentary are fucking me and, like, a bunch of people in their 60s. Why is Nas here? If he really, like, I would have a hard time understanding the through line on bringing Nas into the Billy Joel documentary. Because even if he really likes Billy Joel, and he's like a huge Joelster, who would know? You know, like, who the fuck would know? Does he talk about it? Like, is he really out here repping Billy Joel all the time? I haven't heard of it. Granted, I haven't listened to Nas, so maybe he does drop a bar about Cold Spring Harbor and the falling of the rain, you know? Maybe he does pop a whole verse, just the way you are, bitch, something like that. I don't know. I love you just the way you are. I'm sorry. And I apologize. But I don't know why he's in the documentary. I find it weird because of, like, the crossing of the lines on, like, music as a whole, and, like, what you listen to. I think it's just like I've heard people who, like, exclusively listen to K-pop be like, I should get into rap. Which is fine. I mean, it's like, it's not I don't think it's, like, you don't have to identify or necessarily really, like you as a person doesn't have to define what you listen to, and it's okay to expand your vocabulary in musical vocabulary, you know what I mean? But it's like, if you only listen to K-pop, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you don't match up, you know? And I'm sitting here like, Billy Joel, but that's just because I spent like 4 months listening to Billy Joel. Like, I've listened to a lot of different things. Again, not enough to say whether or not Let God Sort Him Out is a good album, and actually discuss that. I think it is a good album, but, you know, it's just like, I think there's like I think specifically, like, white people are the only people in the world who are gonna feel bad about not listening to rap. You know what I mean? And are gonna be like, well, I should do that because that would be like cultural of me to do that. You know what I mean? It's like you don't need to. It's okay, and you're not doing anything. What the media you engage in does not reflect your political compass or your moral standing. Maybe your moral standing a little bit, depending on what you're listening to. Maybe a little bit. I'm trying to think, like, I don't know how the general audience is about it, but like, if you still listen to Kanye, you know, here's how I look at it. In my opinion, as someone who does, I feel like I'm gonna get fucking killed for this, who does still listen to Kanye, not like super consistently. He's never been one. See, I'm already deflecting. He's never been one of my top guys. Like I like his music, and it's, you know, it's in my main playlist, so it's good enough to be in the main playlist, which is a very special spot. In my opinion, it's like, one, by not listening to him, I'm not gonna do anything. He's still gonna be up around on Twitter being the reincarnation of Hitler. So like, me not listening to it is not like, I'm not like doing anything good by not listening to it. And then like, two, it's like, maybe he didn't, you know, maybe he, the person, didn't represent the things he was talking about and he was making music about necessarily. He could have always been Hitler. But the music he was making represented something different. You know, it used to mean something. It really did. It really did. And that's what I'm about. I'm about what the music said at the time. And at the time, the music did not support the Third Reich. Now, in the future, did the music support the Third Reich? Yeah, it did. And that's why we don't listen to the new music. I don't listen to the new music. Are you listening to the new music? I don't. I could just, like, I can't imagine, like, being really into Adolf Hitler's paintings and then, like, he went and did that. Like, I don't know. He was never good at it. I think he was, like, pretty bad at it. So, but, like, imagine being like, oh yeah, up and comer. Adolf is going to be an up and coming painter, and then he goes and pulls that one. Okay. Yeah. I think another funny thing about music is, like, we've normalized this idea of just being in the middle of a song, just popping a verse, and then you just start saying yeah, or like you get through a verse and then you're just like yeah. There's something very, like, primal about it, you know. Just because it's either like it's the equivalent of, like, being like, that was sick, right? That was sick? Like, that was sick. In the middle of your song. Yeah. Yeah, you know, and also just like I don't know, just in the more like somber tones. Yeah, just yeah, yeah. I feel like we gotta fill that with something else, right? You gotta be able to come up with more than just that. It's like we wouldn't say the same thing if you just started nodding your head straight for a minute, or if you were like type shit. I love you just the way you are. Type shit. It's a filler word. It's a complete filler word. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah. But the thing is, like, you can break it down and you can remove the emotion from it, but there's something very, like, gratifying and moving about someone really belting the word yeah. Especially when they mean it. Especially when they put their whole pussy on the line for it. You know? It really, it kind of fills the soul. I don't know, maybe not, right? I don't think I have to argue this. I think everyone like agrees with me. I just think it's funny. I don't know. It's just one of those things. Just like I don't know. Anyway, I went to see Grave of the Fireflies, which is like an amazing. I mean, it's a Studio Ghibli movie. I mean, saying Studio Ghibli made a good movie, it's really frustrating. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a desire to just have an opinion so that the things I'm saying are worthwhile. But like check the letterbox, dude. I got 3 Ghibli movies in the 6 out of 6. And I've watched 3 Ghibli movies. I've watched Totoro, I've watched Kiki, and I've watched Grave of the Fireflies, and they're all like amazing movies. It's sort of like did they find a niche that no one else could do, and it was so unique and different and it had its own style that it's like you can't even compare it, you know? Or do they just make banger after fucking banger? And like, of course they're like great movies, like, but like at some point, if I watch the next Studio Ghibli movie, if I watch a new one, like, but the thing is that I'm gonna watch like Spirited Away. Like, of course Spirited Away is gonna end up in the fucking 6 out of 6. Of course it is. You know? And then I'm gonna get on Letterboxd because I'm gonna be like, I have a movie that I saw, and I like just posting movies here. No one cares, no one watches it except like one person who's my friend, and I don't think he actually cares because, well, I hope he cares. I care about when he posts movie reviews on Letterboxd. I think it's fun. I think it's fun. It's fun to share your opinion. You know, it's a good time. So like when he shows up to the Letterboxd, and there's just another 6 out of 6 Ghibli movie, he's not gonna care. And I don't need him to care. But it's just getting a little typical. It's getting a little bland. It doesn't matter how much you care about someone. If they talk about the same thing and say the same thing over and over again, you're not going to listen to them. So when I watch Spirited Away and I go, oh my god, the animation is so good, and, you know, I'm like, wow, this movie really feels like childhood. I love how they capture these serene and blissful moments while still understanding that life is cruel and that we find joy in the hardship. and I go, wow, isn't life so amazing? And I give it a 6 out of 6. No one's going to give a fuck. And I'm not going to give a fuck. And I'm going to be thinking about that movie, and that movie is going to stick with me a lot. But it's you standardized it. You know, you standardized art by making 2 good movies. Your movies are too good. So I don't care anymore. Yeah, I just don't care anymore, okay? I don't care about Howl's Moving Castle. I don't care about Ponyo. I don't care about the Boy Who Cried Heron. I don't care about Princess Mononoke. I don't care, okay? So you've made too many good movies. So stop. Make a bad movie. For once in your pathetic goddamn life, make a movie that is not good. That does not care. A movie that is solely for profit. And then make a good movie. You can't set up the ball too high and then hit it every time. Like, it's so boring. If you watched a trick show or like a carnival where they just kept doing insane shit over and over and over again, eventually you would get bored. Not a carnival, because the carnival, you go to a carnival. I've never been to a carnival, but the idea is like you go and you're like, there's no way that dude is walking across that wire while the ground is on fire and he is just up there. There's no way. He fell? Nah, he didn't fall. It was all a bait. He does a quadruple backflip on the fucking 2-centimeter thing, and you're like, wow, that's really cool. That's the play of the carnival. But like, if you watched like a trick shot, like you know those like events like in the middle of a basketball game where it's like trick shot contest, no one would give a fuck if you just hit every single trick shot. We would think something is wrong. We would think something is rigged. So when you make movies and you just keep making good, amazing movies, the only thing I can assume is that the movie is rigged. You've rigged the theater. You've done something to my brain, and you're lying to me. You can't make this many good movies in a row that are unique and different. Like, yeah, they all have like a follow through, and there's a lot of similarities between them. But like, you can't make them that different. I walked out of Grave of the Fireflies, and I think I damn nearly cried like 5 times in that movie. That's the kind of movie I walked out of going, damn, fuck. It was like, I don't have that kind of emotion except when I'm having like an existential crisis. It was a movie. It happened on a screen. It was cartoon. Nothing real about that. That shit got me, dude. I left Kiki's delivery service being motivated to go and enjoy my life. I still remember quotes from that movie. It's not real. It's like you did something wrong. And isn't just like frankly a little embarrassing to give art a rating? Just a little bit. A number. Like, can you imagine going to the Mona Lisa and being like, it's pretty good. 9.5. 9.5 for the Mona Lisa? You gave Starry Night an 8. Dickhead. Like, really? It's honestly kind of an embarrassment of like modern society that we're like, we gotta give something a rating. Which I guess is because we assign money to it. If we didn't assign money to it, if everything was free, we probably wouldn't rate it as much, because like the idea is like there wouldn't be a need to rate it, because we wouldn't need to know if it was worth our time or not. We would either know or we wouldn't. We wouldn't, like, because the idea is like you give something a rating, and then that determines if you're going to go see it and you're going to spend money on it, right? But if we didn't have anything tied to money, we would not need to rate movies and art that has a lasting impact on us. But then I couldn't like give my review on Letterboxd. I think there's just like you have this power as like a consumer and like as someone who's like experienced something. You have this power over it to just sort of like reduce it. Just like take everything that I was shown in the past 2 hours and just put a single digit on it. If a computer had to remember the number 7 out of 10, like it would be less than like a kilobyte. Like it would be so tiny. It wouldn't even matter. So you take this thing that someone has like put their not just someone, like a lot of people have put their time and their soul and their sweat and their blood and their tears and their time, and mainly their time, like their time with their family, their time with the world, their time on Earth. And you put all of that into a single number. And then you just go on about your day. Isn't that fucking crazy? Like, isn't that wild when you think about it like that? What are we doing here, man? I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe it's just the vehicle to share information is to quantify it, but like, dude, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. What if you expelled your heart out to someone? You let them know everything that had been going on with you, and you had a breakthrough emotionally, and they told you things. They told you words of wisdom, that just like really changed you. And then you gave them a fucking 9. You gave them a 9 because they didn't like give you a hug afterwards. And you're going to remember that conversation your entire life. Your whole life. And you gave it a 9, man. You didn't give it a 10 because they didn't give you a hug. And someone called in the middle of it and you had to hold what you were going to say. So you gave that conversation a 9. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you do that? Why, man? Why? I'd be pissed as hell. And then you have to get in there, and then the other person sees that. They go to Chatboxed, and they see that their conversation got a 9. Fuck you. I know Gumball already did the bit where there was like the episode where they start rating people in real life. People don't want to do anything because they're so afraid of getting a low rating. But man, it'd be so fucking funny. Oh, it'd be so good. Oh man. No, I'm just gonna repeat the bit they already did, but yeah, like fucking people are walking around work and like they're doing all their thing, and then like they check their review for all their conversations that day, and they have like a 4, a 3, a 5, oh a 6. Oh, that's the highest one. A 2, a 0, dude. How is it gonna be a 0? It's like from the cashier. Like, I just bought milk. Like a 0. Because people just be assholes about it, People lie. People lie to each other enough already about how much we appreciate other people and everything. I got a 0 for buying milk, man. Why did I get a 0? It was 2:33 a.m. I didn't really want to do my job. You came in. You said, "Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. Have a good day." You weren't very nice about it. I got a 0. Like, dude, I needed the milk. Fucking needed it, dude. That was your problem. You could put a number on anything. You could put a number on just about anything. Hit me! So after I saw Grave of the Fireflies, amazing movie, by the way, if you haven't seen it. I was sitting there, I was taking it all in, and at the end of the movie, in the screening I was seeing, there was a interview with the director, and he talked about the movie, and the movie is set in 1945, near the end of the war in Japan, and it's about a kid and his little sister who's like 3 or 4, something like that, just trying to survive because their mom dies and their dad's away at war. And it's this really like emotionally heavy movie about, obviously, about war and the casualties of it that exist outside of the actual battle, but underlying like the pride and the ego and things that sort of keep us from doing the right thing, and also just holding on to life and the tragedy of something so amazing existing for so little time, and not appreciating what's in front of you, and also sort of unintentionally killing what's in front of you. It's like such an amazing film, and the interview was great. It was so moving. I just had to sit there for a second, and I think what's so cool about movie theaters, and it's something that like you don't get anywhere else, is even if you don't talk to anyone at the theater. Now, I was there by myself. There's something about having that screening and sharing that simultaneously with all these people, and knowing that one person's vision or multiple people's vision, it's, you know, it's a movie, but is getting translated, and you're all sharing that, and I think there's something really powerful about that. Just not consuming. I mean, consuming completely takes the beauty out of it, but having that shared experience with a group of people. So I'm sitting there and I'm taking it all in, and it's so moving. And then these fugly ass people in front of me that decide to start making out. After that, really? After that movie, you're like, you're the love of my life. You're the light of my life. Oh my God, we should make out. What fucking disrespect do you have to the artist, to history, to the rest of your peers, that this is a time to look at your girlfriend and be like, we're so cute, we should kiss. Fuck you, man. Fuck you, and fuck her too. Ooh. Like, dude, really? And it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't like this, like, I'll never leave you kind of kiss. It was like, let's kiss. Like, you do that after you watch, like, any other movie, or you watch a movie where there's, like, a love interest, and then they get together, and it's a nice ending. There is no love interest in this. There is no joy in the ending of this movie. There's joy in the middle of the movie, which is why the conclusion is so harrowing. This is not a movie where you do a light peck afterward and goes, honey, I love you. Like, go to a different fucking movie. Go watch Barbie. Actually, don't even watch Barbie. I don't fucking... Go watch Oppenheimer. You fuck. Fuck that movie, and fuck you too. I use that word in double meaning. I mean two of you. Pieces of shit. Nobody wants to see you kiss after this movie. No one, like, I'm the kind of guy where if I'm sitting outside and I see two people in not kissing, but engaging in something that is like heartwarming, like if I see a parent with their kid and the kid is having the time of their life, or I see like people hug or something like that, people having fun around that, I'm like, hey, the world's still moving on and there's light in life. This is not one of those fucking times. This is an embarrassment. This is a fucking embarrassment to me and to everyone around you and to yourselves. And I just want you to know. I want you to know. I want you to know, and I want you to hear this. You're never gonna fucking make it. You're never gonna fucking make it because you couldn't even let this seep into your fucking mind. You wanted to stay on the fucking surface of it all. You know what I'm saying? You didn't want to take any of it in. Because you were sitting through this tragic, horror, depressing, joyful experience of life. And you were just thinking, I should kiss her after this. I think that would make her feel really nice. I should let her know I love her. Go fuck yourself. You, go fuck yourself. And her too, if she's also thinking the same thing as you. I'm just blaming you because I don't know, there's something easier about blaming the man than blaming the woman and blaming them both. It's easier just to look at you. It's probably, the thing, oh, Brian, you're deflecting. No, I don't give a fuck how long I've known you. I don't care if I've known you for a minute, 20 years, whatever it is. I don't care how much I love you. I'm not kissing anybody after I watch the ending of Grave of the Fireflies. It's not the time. It's frankly not the time. It's just not. I'm not filled with the love of my others here. And if you watch the movie, you would understand why you're not filled with the love of your others. It's kind of like, it doesn't really inspire that feeling in you. In fact, it probably makes you feel different about the people who say they care about you and say that they will take care of you and hold you and say it's going to be okay. You probably think a little bit different about it. You probably do. If you watched the movie, and I thought you watched the movie because we're all sitting in the theater and everyone else watched the movie and we all stayed for the end credits, not a single fucking person got out of that fucking theater. We still stayed for the end credit interview, and you did too. And you didn't get it. And you didn't get it. Art is interpretive. Interviews are not. Maybe a little bit, but that's a person in front of you. You should be basking in what they're saying. I'm just saying. I'm mad at you as a person. I'm not just mad at you because it was in front of me. I mean, granted, if it wasn't in front of me, I wouldn't have known about it. But I'm frustrated with your stance on life, and it displeases me. And I wish you would do better. I really do. So I'm not going to give you a second chance. You're done. But maybe if you have a kid, I'll accept your apology. If you have a child, and then that child goes on and does good things, and that child appreciates life and really makes the world a better place for a little bit, puts a smile on someone's face, does anything, I'll say that you spent your time well, Which is, I think that's kind of the funny thing. It's having a kid, it really is it's sort of like your second shot at life, which I think is why it can be so stressful, and why a lot of parents are so strict, because it kind of does feel, it's like, I gotta make sure that this one is right. Not just because you want to, sometimes, and all the time it comes from a good place of just I want to have my kid have a good life. But I think it also comes from a reflection of you as the parent have sort of sacrificed anything you could do for this child. You could have done all these other things, but you were I'm going to have a kid instead. And I think that kind of reflects on this is who I am. And this is there's walking proof that I did something good, So let's say I feel like a complete failure, flunked out of college. I was never really too good in school. I just work a kind of shitty job or whatever it is. It's I'm going to have a kid, If that kid grows up and that kid does everything great and that kid is what we see as like a great person, which is subjective, by the way. I don't think your status or your job or what you do reflects on how good of a person you are. I think it comes down to who you actually are as a person. That's the most important thing at the end of the day. But sometimes when we're in these situations, like I am, and maybe like you are, I don't really know, we kind of get into this headspace of like, well, I didn't get a good job, I didn't do this, which makes us feel a little sad. So it's sort of like, you have the kid, and then like if that kid goes up and does great things, it's sort of like it was worth it, and I'm worth it. This is my second chance. I didn't blow it because I raised this kid right. And if it's that much of like a gamble, I just kind of think about the whole baby market thing. I'm like, people should really start investing in the babies again. A lot of us are like, I wouldn't bring a baby into this world. This world is fucking evil. But think about it. The personal gain from having a well-raised child is amazing. Like, people are looking, like, you could just have a kid and then people are going to be like, oh, you're a mother? You get a whole day. It's like if someone gave you a second birthday. Your father? Here's another day, man. Oh, like you're a hero all of a sudden. Like, you know what I'm saying? All you did was you had sex, and then somehow a child appeared, either from you or from someone else. And it's like, dude, good job. Great job, man. You did great. I mean, granted, the mom has to do like, oh my God. If we want to put it on paper, in the actual process of having the child, you do about, I don't know. Okay, so let's say average, maybe it takes 10 minutes to make a baby. So 10 minutes to make a baby. And there's about, okay, so there's 60 minutes in an hour, and there's 24 hours in a day. That means there's 1,440 minutes in a day. You get your job done as the man in about 10 minutes. And then they hold that baby for 9 months, which is 270 days. So the woman holds the baby for 388,800 minutes, then has the child. So we're just going to stack on like you got to go through birth. We're going to stack on like another 2,000 minutes of like effort. That's 390,800 minutes. And then you got to deal with all like the pains of just like having the baby, and then like you could even suffer afterwards. You could have like the weight loss problems and like all that. We're just going to give you 400,000 minutes of effort put into having this child. And in comparison, you did 40,000 times more grueling effort than the man did. It's only 40,000 times the effort to have a baby. So, yeah, I think, we could definitely love fathers a bit more in a lot of ways. But on paper, that's kind of crazy. 40,000 times more work went in on the mom's side to making the baby than the dad's side. After the baby's out, the mom could fuck off forever, and then and then the dad could take over. I mean, then that's really your time to shine. Send mama a vacation for a year, and you will get that whole year of taking care of the baby gone. Send mom on a vacation, send her to Hawaii for a whole year. You, the father, take care of the baby for a year, and you got your time back, and you can confidently say, I'm the better parent. Because you've added like 3 months to your total of time spent on the baby. And that's your second chance. And then you're like, look at how much effort I put into this. I'm a great dad. I'm a fantastic father. And then you can add on a little bonus for like helping the mom. If you're like a good dad while the mom is pregnant, then, like you make the baby room, you cook for her, you make sure their diet's all good, drive her to the hospital, drive her to the doctor appointments, All these things. Go to work while she's pregnant. These things are important. And there's a lot of work that goes into being a dad. So, maybe it's not 40,000 times more effort. At the bare minimum, it's like 40,000 times more effort. But there's a lot of things that go into being a dad. And you can put that on the chart. You can say mathematically, oh, I don't give a fuck about anything else I did. Yeah, I smoked weed in high school. Yeah, I got drunk a lot. Yeah, I flunked a math class. Yeah, I dropped out of college. I did all these things. Yeah, I just fucking sit at McDonald's, flip burgers, and I have to hear the I had to hear that all day, and that's like the reflection of my life. But god damn it, I put like 1,000,000 minutes into this baby at least. Into being right there for that baby, and you can't take that away from me. That is the second chance of a fucking lifetime, dude. That is the second chance of a goddamn lifetime. And if you did good on it, like, oh my god, like you can put effort into anything for a long time and have it turn out like complete dog shit, and that's not very good. But if you do good on that, whoo, baby, that's good for your track record. It's good for heaven. It's not so good for hell. I'll tell you that. So it's good for reincarnation. Like, there's a lot of good things to having a kid if you do it right. You can really get out of a bind. You can really get out of a bind. Just by having another kid. Just by having another kid. Second chance, baby. Second chance. Gamblers line up. Because that's the thing. I'm talking about having one kid. You could get really lucky and have like triplets. You could get really lucky and just have 4 kids. Have 9 kids. Have as many kids as the good karma will allow you. And your track record for life is so much better. You didn't really have a choice up until the age of 18. Then you started making choices, and now you're like 25. Now you got a real chance to really turn this around. So go make a child. Have unprotected sex. Do it. Do it right now. And when that woman comes knocking, this is your baby, you say, God damn right, this is my baby. And you know what? We're going to get through this together. Together. And then somehow your life will magically fix it. It's like when people buy pets and they're like, yeah, this pet, like, saved my life. Because, like, I have to take care of the pet. It makes me a more responsible human being. Same thing with the baby. Second chance, man. A lot of people will kill for a second chance. A lot of people will kill. Animals are really like a huge boon to your mental, though. I should get credit for taking care of this damn cat. His cat wouldn't be as happy as he is. I think he's happy. It's hard to tell when your cat is happy. But I'd like some credit for how happy this cat is, if he is happy. I wish he would tell me, frankly. I wish he could say, I'm not happy, I am happy. Because it's hard to tell. So my cat, but he's not my cat, he's my roommate's cat. But he's my cat now because I lived with my roommate for long enough that he's also my cat. And like, if we don't live together anymore, like he'll still take the cat. But Pongo, the cat, that's not my roommate, that's the cat's name. He kind of just like, I just sit around, flop around, and I think he always wants attention. Like always, but it's because he's bored. And I don't know what to do. And I just want that out of him, like talking like a human one time and being like, Brian, dabs me up. Never, ever doubt yourself. And never, ever doubt the love that I want to show you because you showed it to me. And then he'd go back to like being a cat afterwards. Like that would be great, But he doesn't do that, and he just like meows and then like, do you want me to feed you? And he's like, meow. And I'm like, oh, right. Cat, right? Not an adult, yeah, right? Not a human. You can't really, yeah, not a human. You good, bud? This is my meow. Okay. I hope he's doing all right. He wasn't around for really quite a long time. There was a 2-month period where he wasn't in the house. and I really missed him. And now he's back, and I'm like, dude, he's back. This is awesome. But it's weird how that happens, where it's like you won't have something for so long, and then it'll come back to you, and it felt like you never left. And I think that's love or something like that. But it's great, you know. Now he's just back, and I'm like, yeah, it's Pongo. He's back. Because like the emptiness makes me so like grateful for him, right? But when he's back, I'm sort of just like, yeah, he's there. Yeah, I love him. I'm not gonna say I don't love him. You know, I'm also happy to have my roommate back. You know, okay, fine. No, I am. But fuck that guy. Again, too sappy. Fuck that guy. But yeah, it's just like you never left. You never left. Which I think you should take as an opportunity to realize that you really gotta appreciate the things around you, because you gotta remember what it's like to not have that thing around you, so that you appreciate it, which is weird, right? And kind of fucked up. But you gotta act like you don't have them when you do have them, and then you'll get all the good karma points, and you'll save your life. We're like, you know, micromanaging, we're mid-maxing, you know. I'm going to have, let's see, okay, if I have like 8 kids, if I have like 8 kids, that means I take care of the mom for 8, like 7 and like something years. No, yeah, 7 and something years. Or is it just, 8 times 9. 8 times 9 is 8 times 9 is 72 months. 72 months. 72 divided by 6 years. 6 years. Well, 6 years. Okay, so I'll have 6 years of taking care of the mom, then I have the babies, and then I have the cats, and I'll get the dog. And then I'll donate food to the homeless shelter. And I'll do all these things. And then surely that's my ticket. That's my ticket. Into heaven. Into reincarnation. Into all these things. That's my ticket. And so I'll spend my entire life doing other things. And that's how I'm going to get into heaven. I got this shit on the brain, dude. I got this shit done. I got this shit down. Down, man, down. I'm definitely getting into heaven. Definitely. Good karma points. God's going to give me a 6 out of 6. Dude, do you think God rates people? he has to. Do you think he takes an entire life and puts a number on it? He has to. Or whoever's deciding who goes to heaven or hell. I think it's basically like if you're below, okay, so out of 6, if you're below a 4, you're going to hell. You could be mid and you would end up in hell. Like, can you believe that? Dude, I'd be mad as fuck. Maybe you just go to purgatory. Maybe like the 3 goes to purgatory. 1s and 2s, you go to hell. 4, 5, 6, you go to heaven. It seems a little generous, honestly. I think you just send 3s to hell. I think you just send mid people to hell. Because no one wants mid people in heaven anyway. Imagine getting to heaven and like your boring coworker is there. Hell no, dude. I don't want to fucking see this guy. He's an objectively a bad person, but like, I want to fucking be around. This isn't heaven. This is God. This is heaven. Really? This is all you got? Come on, man. I thought this was gonna be heaven. This is the dollar store heaven. Come on, God. Come on, God. You're playing me. You have to be joking. This is heaven. Oh fuck. Anyway. We're wrapping up soon. We gotta get back to work. Finish off the coffee. I hope that the ramblings have given you a little bit of hope. I hope that I made your break as heavenly as mine was. Thank you for being with me, and God bless you and your workday. Hope your workday goes well. Hope your family and yourself are doing well. I hope you're well. And, yeah, I hope you get a raise, frankly. Hope you get a raise, unless you're a piece of shit. If you're a piece of shit, I hope you get fired. No, if you're a piece of shit, just have a kid. Then we can talk. So, peace out, everybody, and, just keep on keeping on the working.